Lansing, Michigan. Looking from, well, you're looking from right here, the state capital of Michigan, Lansing, Michigan. Say, Lansing's got an interesting history. Kind of not funny, but different. Anyway, in 1835, there were a couple of brothers that came from a place called, actually, Lansing, New York, and they platted out some land in the area here. It was a swampy area, and it would tend to get flooded out. But anyway, they platted it out, and then they went back to Michigan. They were out to New York. Again, they're from Lansing, New York, and they sold these lots to the unsuspecting people over there. And so these people thought this is their great opportunity to go west into the new country and make their living and all that. And then as soon as they got here, they found the place was all underwater. So needless to say, they weren't too happy. But anyway, they stuck around. They moved their settlement to what is now metropolitan Lansing, and then did their thing and continued on. Well, now fast forward, let's see, 1849, something like that. Michigan had become a state, and the state constitution deemed or stated that the capital of Michigan had to move from Detroit because they felt it was too unsafe or whatever because of potential incursions from the British or something from Canada. So anyway, the legislators couldn't decide on where to move the capital of Michigan. So out of just sheer frustration, they decided, okay, let's send it over to Lansing. And so that's how the city of Lansing became the capital of Michigan. And then once the capital moved over here, then the place started really taking off, and commerce and all that, and of course government. And then it really got a kickstart in 1897 when R.E. Olds, yes, that guy, established the Oldsmobile Motor Company and brought it here to Lansing. And then for those of you who know your auto history, then Lansing became a big part of the auto industry over the years. So Lansing, Michigan, the state capital, and the surrounding area. It's actually kind of a small area. I've been to the state capitol in Sacramento in California, and it's I guess about the same size. You know, in fact, it's interesting, a lot of these state capitals are in cities that are not really quote-unquote big cities. So anyway, Lansing, Michigan, the state capital, and there was your little tidbit of Michigan history. And just a block away from the capital is, I guess you would call this downtown Lansing. Looks like it's in bustling and doing good. And a bunch of shops, restaurants. I say there's a good Cuban restaurant right here. But yeah, pretty nice little area. The riverfront is over there on the other side of that parking garage. So, Lansing, Michigan, nice place. If you ever have a chance to get out here, come down and see it, or come up and see it, or come over and see it. Well, that was Lansing, Michigan, state capital. I ended up staying here 3 days, just because I can. Because I had that 10-day section behind me and I got an 8-day section ahead of me. So usually I do 6 days on, 1 day off, so 6 plus 8, 10 plus 8 is 18, so that works out, right? Anyway, just doing 6.5 miles today. Maybe I'll do another mile and a half, depending upon what it looks like here. But it's supposed to rain tonight and into tomorrow. Don't know where I'm going to camp really, except maybe the cemetery, if it looks stealthy enough, or the park. There's a park. I'm going to a place called Diamond. Anyway, so that's the plan. And then just a bunch of roads, zigzag, a bunch of roads between here and Ohio, which is 7 days, 8 days from now, 7 days from now. I'll have one night of camping in Ohio before I get to Defiance, and I'll cross over the Wabash Cannonball. So get out your music history, and when we get there, we'll play a little clip from it. Okay, that's about it. You know, actually, Lansing turned out to be a pretty nice little town. Once again, pleasantly surprised. Didn't know what to expect, but it was a nice little place. Well, as you can see, it's getting really late, and I'm thinking that I might want to camp right there. So I think the guy's farmhouse is over here on the other side of these stand of woods, so hopefully he's home. I can knock on his door. I don't scare him, and he says, "Yeah, go ahead." Let's see what happens. Good morning. Well, that was a first. Last night, I knocked on a couple of doors of houses that had big woods like these, and the woods were relatively far distance from the house. Asked if I can camp there, and they said no. So as I was just about running out of light, I found this house right here. And they said, sure, go ahead. So Mr. and Mrs. Case, thank you very much. And Tim as well. It was a nice, nice spot. And even though it rained a little bit last night, the cover that I had broke that rain up a little bit. And especially this morning when I was breaking down camp, it was raining, but I didn't feel it. So either the trees were breaking it up, or else God just made that little spot above me not rain. Okay, so now it's on to going through Eaton Rapids today, and then past. I think I'm going to camp out in a park area, unless I go further. It's 16 miles. I'm already ahead of schedule. Yesterday I almost did 3 miles more than I expected, so maybe I'll keep adding the miles and I'll get into Ohio a day early. Yeah. It's supposed to rain today. That's why I got this. Howdy. You guys don't talk very much, do you? Okay. Bacon, ham, pork chop. Mmm. It stinks. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really do like all these little dirt country back roads. There's something peaceful about them, you know, quiet. This, by the way, is called Smith Road. And I've been taking it out of Diamondville yesterday. It was paved, of course, in Diamondville, and then not too long afterwards it became a dirt road. And it's been a dirt road now for the past, I'd say, 6 or 7 miles, except for one section back there. It looks like they just paved it about a mile stretch, so I wonder if that's going to be happening in here. But you know, it's just really nice being able to go along these roads, kind of like the days it was, kind of like it was in the days past. Just really peaceful. Heading into Eaton Rapids. This road is going to end up here on a road called Michigan Avenue, I think, and then it makes a traverse and oblique into to the left into Eaton Rapids, and then south from there. Don't know what those roads are like. Guess we'll soon find out. Welcome to Eaton Rapids. Look at these leaves on here, isn't that pretty? Anyway, this is the downtown district of Eaton Rapids. Eaton Rapids was, I think it started around in the 1830s, and it's actually located on the Grand River, which is also the river that flows through Lansing, Michigan. And not only is Eaton Rapids on the Grand River, this downtown business district is actually in the Grand River. It's an island in the river. And the reason for that is because Eaton Rapids lent itself to having a lot of mills, a grist mill, flour mill, and of course, what other kind of mill? That's right, lumber, because timber was a big thing back then. And then the other thing that was famous about Eaton Rapids is that there were a bunch of artesian springs. And so people would come here for mineral water. In fact, at one time, there were 16 trains that came into Eaton Rapids each day with people coming to get the quote-unquote healing waters of the mineral waters here in Eaton Rapids. In fact, it was called the Saratoga of the East at one time. So Eaton Rapids, little town, right on the Grand River. And the business district here is actually right in the Grand River. Look at this nice golden fall road. Hello there. Rained all day yesterday, just about. It stopped just in time for me to set up camp. Cleared up. It's going to be a nice clear day, which is good because it's I got 20 miles to go today, and then it's supposed to rain tonight. So on to passing through a place called Jackson today. I'm going to Jackson. Jackson, here I come. And look at that golden field of corn. I like how the sun is just striking it just the right way, and it's I don't know if you can really tell on the video, but it's almost like it's glowing, kind of like in the desert, you know, when the I'll see if I have a picture of it here, kind of like when the sun strikes the cholla cactus at just the right angle, and the cactus just looks like it's glowing. Well, here's a shock to the senses. After walking these country roads today, all of a sudden, bam, come up to Interstate 94. That's going eastbound towards Ann Arbor. I forget where the westbound traffic's going, but I'm walking into the town of Jackson. I'll be skirting through the west side of it, But first, I'm going to go over there to the Cracker Barrel. Oh, look at all this traffic. When I saw Jackson on the map, I didn't really think about it, but it's a fair-sized city. Look at all this traffic. And I'll be going down that way later on. So that's the Jackson Airport. Perfect timing, huh? Yeah, Jackson's a sizable town. I haven't looked it up yet to see what the information is. I was too busy stuffing my body at Cracker Barrel back there. So let me see what I can find out for you for Jackson, even though I'm only going through the western part of town. Okay, this appears to be maybe the moneyed area of Jackson. I'm on the west side. Anyway, Jackson was started in 1829. It was named after President Andrew Jackson. And interestingly, Jackson is also considered one of the birthplaces of the Republican Party. Folks were getting together to be against the expansion of slavery. So that all started here, although there's another town in Wisconsin that is, I guess, formally called the birthplace of the Republican Party. But anyway, Jackson, I guess, shares that. Before the town was here, it was kind of a hub or a meeting place of various Indian trails in the area. And then industry came along, and the auto industry, the corset industry, believe it or not. Michigan's first state prison was built here, and it's still in existence. And then figure this one out. Jackson is considered the birthplace of the Coney Island hot dog. How about that? So anyway, that's what we're going to see of Jackson. Hello there.
Hello.
And wish I could show you more, but I'm not going over that way. And I'm running out of dark, and I got to find a stealth place to camp. So Jackson, Michigan. Hello guys, how you doing? Getting your evening munchies, huh? Oh, come on. See you later. Hello. Well, quiet, kind of a quiet day today. Do you know what's interesting? Today's only a 15-mile day, and for some reason the miles just are ticking off slowly. From over the first 3 hours, well, let's say 2.5. Supposedly I've only gone 4 miles. Now I don't know what's going on, but I've been keeping the same pace, even with a stop here in this cemetery here to take a lunch break. But anyway, it's supposed to start raining today, and I'll probably be setting up camp in the rain. It did rain last night. At least I didn't have to break camp in the rain. So anyway. These cemeteries certainly are peaceful, though. Looking for a tractor? I hear these real old tractors are coming back in style. Here's the phone number if you want it. Coming back in style, and simply because the new fangled tractors are just so newfangled. And also, I guess, what I've heard also is that I think it's John Deere that was trying to, or has, copyrighted the software on their new tractors so that you can't work on them. If you want to repair them, you got to take it into a John Deere person, or just buy John Deere parts, because you're violating the copyright or the whatever. So it's an old tractor if you want to buy it. Come on, follow me. Let's go. Come on. There you go. That's right. Come on along, little doggies. Come along. Come along. All right, just stand around. See you later. At one point, they were following me. All right, I decided not to wait, so I had to change in my jacket, get out the umbrella. I think I'll put my rain pants on too. Bummer. I mean, fun at the same time is bummer, but oh well. Well, just like that, as the downpour started, and it cleared up like within 30 minutes, so good deal. And if you're looking for some walnuts, I've been seeing a bunch of walnuts along the road and on the road, so come and get them. And then I'd also like to mention something else. Thank you very much, Chihaya. I was on the corner of the road there, Jackson and whatever that highway was, waiting to get across, and he saw me in his truck, and he had gotten across and then pulled over, and then I got up to him and he said, "Hey, are you walking across America?" And I said, "Well, how'd you know?" So anyway, we got talking, and he gave me some food bars, so thank you very much. That'll get me through to Pittsford and probably beyond. I also picked up a few sandwiches. And he also gave me his phone number in case I needed anything. So once again, Jahia, thank you very much. And good luck on your bowing and hunting this season. Hope it turns out prosperous for you. The Stern game area is where I'm going right there, and might be a little bit of rain tonight, but at least fortunately it looks like I get to set up while it's dry, so that's a good thing. All right, and then tomorrow, oh, the other thing too is today was only 15 miles, but man, it was a long 15 miles. I don't know what all that was about. But like I told you before, the first couple hours, the miles just didn't tick off, even though I was thinking I was going at the same pace. So anyway, tomorrow is 17 miles, so hopefully it'll be a short 17 miles. And I think there's rain tomorrow, off and on. I don't know. Anyway, almost to home for the night. How's that for a nice early morning glow? And I've got some friends over here. Don't know if you can see them right now, but I've had the turkeys with me all night. Just kind of hanging around in there. That little draw, kind of going back and forth between that stand of woods off in the distance and back over here to the road. I'm kind of guessing I might have more of that tonight when I go into that game area. So 17 miles, let's hope that 17 miles today is a short 17 as opposed to yesterday's long 15. Oh boy. Anyway, so heading down with the Stearns, eventually going to hook on to Waldron and then a couple other roads. And speaking of Waldron, I believe that's where I'm picking up the North Country Trail tomorrow. So how about that? North Country Trail, the old friend, I'll be on that for a little bit tomorrow. Okay, let's get a move on. Take a look at that. Yes, it's raining, but it's a light rain. So hopefully it just stays light. Otherwise I got to break out the umbrella. But it's always nice to see those, huh? This is Waldron Road. And going down to Chandler, gonna turn west. And then going to Jerome, turning south. And I'll take that for a bit. Eventually get into Pittsford. And then end up today at the Pittsford game area. Really is peaceful here. There's something, I don't know, just struck me about this. Although there is some highway noise off there a couple miles away, but there's something peaceful just about this little stretch here. And I think too it's probably because I've been reflecting a little bit on Michigan here and what I've seen, what I've experienced. You know, getting into this, I had no idea what to expect in Michigan. And in fact, when I was in Ohio last year and RB contacted me and said, no, don't go back to work. Go to do the UP down to Key West. Thanks a lot, RB. But anyway, I had no idea what to expect of Michigan. And as I've said before, I've been pleasantly surprised. And it's definitely a place I want to come back and explore some more. I haven't even touched hardly any of it, you know. Just going down the central part of the Lower Peninsula and then up in the UP, experiencing Lake Superior and then the forests and stuff. There's still a whole lot I want to see, and yeah, Michigan's really pretty, you know. I hear the western side of the Lower Peninsula is pretty as well. I was going to say pretty. So thank you very much, Michigan. Only got another maybe 24 hours left, and then I'm into Ohio. It's almost a bittersweet feeling, you know. That's looking north. And so that means Ohio up ahead. Let's go.